I'm Dorothy Godin, broker with Remax Crown Realty, and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Let's talk about the program where you can borrow money to do renovations, and it is called the Purchase Plus Improvement Program. Basically, we had a really great meeting with Trina Talon from Dominion Lending on Tuesday, and she talked about the programs for borrowing money so that you can do renovations after you purchase a house. So there seems to be two packages. One where you could borrow up to a max of $40,000 as long as it's not more than 20% of the purchase price, or same idea, not more than 20% of the purchase price up to 100,000. And they're very similar in that whatever improvements you're going to do and tack on that improvement money on your mortgage, that whatever improvement you're going to do has to add value to the house that is equal to what you're borrowing. So if you're borrowing $30,000 to do some kind of renovations, they're going to send an appraiser in, and the appraisal has to come in with the insight that, you know, you're going to do these renovations and you're adding $30,000 to that purchase price. So now if you paid 500 and you're adding 30, that appraisal has to come in at 530,000. And they will definitely want to know that whatever improvements you have are going to improve that house at least the value of what you're borrowing, if not more. So a couple of key things to note is they want quotes, they want invoices. So you don't have to hire a contractor. You can if you want and get quotes from a contractor. But if you're doing the job yourself, you can just go and get invoices and show this is what the material costs. I'm doing it on my own, and send that to the lender. There are certain projects that are never going to get approved. For instance, in-ground pools, garages, those are two very expensive items to put in, and they never bring the same value. So if you build a garage and it costs you $100,000 to build that garage, everyone knows that when the appraisal is done, your house is not going to increase in value of $100,000. So that probably would never get approved. But things like you have a house that has electric heat and you want to change it to gas heat, or you want to do all new flooring, all new windows, you need new shingles. These things will add value. Kitchens are a little bit trickier. If you buy a house for $350,000 and you want to put in $100,000 kitchen, that house is not going to appraise for $100,000 more than the $350,000 that you've put in it. But if you're buying this modest house and you're doing an IKEA kitchen and you get the receipts for the IKEA kitchen and you do it yourself, there's a good chance that that will appraise and you will be able to get this kind of mortgage with the improvement dollars. It's important to keep in mind that when you're doing these improvements, you have to qualify at the new appraised price. So you buy a house for $500, you're putting in $50,000 of renos. That house has to appraise for $550 at least, and you have to qualify for $550. So that's very important to know. It's also important to know that you have to have money up front to do your renovations. You are not getting the money to do the renovations up front. You get it at the end when the project is done. So for projects that are under 40,000, I believe, you do the renovations that you want to do. They will probably send an inspector in to make sure that it's all done, and there's of course a fee associated with that. And then when the appraiser is satisfied that the work is done and it indeed is what you said you were going to do, then the bank will release the money through your lawyer. In the larger renovations, which would be 40 to 100, you can negotiate a draw to be taken out 2 or 3 times. But again, you're paying for the project up front. And as you get through your project, let's say a third of it is done, they could send in an inspector who says, yeah, a third of the project is done, and then money can be released from the lawyer's trust account. So it's not as simple as I have this dream and I have this wish, so let's tack it onto the mortgage. You do want to talk to your mortgage specialist and make sure that you qualify for this improvement and that the improvements you want to do also qualify. So I hope you find this helpful. As always, you can reach me at Dorothy Godin at remax.net or 705-561-2360. With regard to this program and the Purchase Plus, you definitely want to speak to a mortgage specialist. Have a great week.